Hey, what's up, all you 40K fanatics? This is Casey once again, bringing you all that lore from the 40K universe. Today, we're going to be talking about the Emperor, more specifically, the Unification Wars and his origin story. So, let's get started. Born in the year 8000 BC to a Hittite village in what is now Turkey, the immortal being that would go on to be the Emperor of mankind began his journey throughout history. His destiny would reveal itself to him through visions that he would have that he was the savior of the human species and the ultimate weapon against the forces of chaos. Influencing and advising humanity over the millennia, the emperor eventually went into hiding. Knowing a great shadow would befall humanity, he began his preparations. During the preparations, humanity had strode into a golden age of technology and spread to the far reaches of the Milky Way galaxy. But such a rise would be struck down by a great fall. A dark time in human history known as the Age of Strife or Old Night would occur. Crippled by war and cut off by rampant warp storms, the worlds of humanity suffered. Anarchy, fear, and terror gripped the human race for roughly 5,000 years. Human psychers would start to appear in populations, their psychic connection with the warp a double edged blade, giving them great psychic abilities, but leaving them open to demonic possession or incursion by hostile warp entities. Xenos, demons, and dwindling resources left humanity at their most vulnerable. Most thought of this time as the time of ending, where the dead outweighed any of the living. Then, in the 29th millennium, the being known as the Emperor would emerge, toiling in his labs from the Himalayan mountains. During the Age of Strife, he would bring hope of a future for humanity. With his new forces of technology, weaponry, and soldiers, he would launch a campaign across Terra that would lead to the stars. The Emperor and his army of Thunder Warriors marched across Terra. Through diplomacy, extermination, or conquest, they brought the territories of warlords, genesmiths, and techno-barbarians into compliance. Fighting for the Emperor and his imperial truth, the Thunder Warriors helped spread the idea that humanity's future lay in silence and knowledge. The Thunder Warriors were the gene-augmented men taken from conquered tribes. These soldiers were a type of precursor to what is now known as the modern-day Space Marine. Gifted with great strength and speed that overshadowed even the Space Marines of the time, the psychopathic killers would fight battles which sundered mountains and split continents, most battles lasting weeks with millions dead. In the closing days of the Unification Wars, a new force joined the fight in the Emperor's name. Weaker than their Thunder Warrior kin, but larger in force, the first of the Space Marines appeared. These Space Marines were larger in number, easier to produce, and were far more disciplined than their predecessors. Fighting in conjunction with the Thunder Warriors made the flaws in their modifications known. The Thunder Warriors, while great in strength and speed, were not as long lived as the Adeptus Astartes. They were prone to psychotic breaks, gene modification, rejection, and sudden death. Space Marines were more focused, intelligent, organized, and functionally immortal. As one's number dwindled, another's grew, for the Emperor needed a scalpel to fight for him, and not a broadsword. At the Battle of Mount Ararat, the Emperor's Thunder Warriors gained his final victory on Terra. The last of the Thunder Warriors died to a man. Whether it was by chance or by design, the Space Marines took up the mantle that was once filled by their Thunder Warrior predecessors. Having united all of Terra and establishing a lasting infrastructure and government, the Emperor set his sights on Mars. After political struggle, negotiation, and bargaining, the Emperor made peace with the tech adepts of Mars. The Imperium would have access to their tools of war to further their own machine of progress, while the adepts would be given scientific autonomy and religious freedom to worship their machine god. Their treaty would mark the end of the Unification Wars in the year of 30,712. Though Some would ask after this, what would the Emperor do next? Where would he go? What were his goals for humanity in the end? Find out next in the video, guys. Thanks for watching, all of you 40K fanatics. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. Your support really means a lot to me. If you can, make sure to check out our other socials on Twitter and Instagram. Also, check out our podcast of the same name, 40K Fanatics, on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podbean, and Amazon. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you out there in the grim darkness of the far future. Peace.